Who is Leon Prater for real? I watched episode 4 a couple of times and stuff just isn't adding up with him. He's trying to make it seem like he's just a fan, but something tells me he's one of them, and of the worst variety. You know how people say, you show me yours, I'll show you mine? He's not showing his for a reason. And part of the reason he's not showing his is because he knows Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher. He has to. He has way too many resources to not know who he's dealing with. Because let's be real. He's been dealing with these same VIPs over the years, and none of them are local. It's not like he said, oh yeah, let's just get the New York girlies together. It's a small community. We all know each other. He carefully did his own investigations. The police couldn't even find these people. He was able to find them, send invitations, and bring them to him. You think he believes that Dokes was the Bay Harbor Butcher? I highly doubt that. Now, I was talking to a friend about the episode, and he said, do you think he's the New York Ripper? I said, I don't know, but I do think he might actually be a serial killer. Now, I'm not ruling anything out because I did hear Detective Wallace and Oliva talking about the fact that she was obsessing over the New York Ripper and she never found him. Another reason why I'm not ruling anything out is because it's not unusual for a rich person to be a killer, because they not only have the resources to cover things up, they have the ability to make their operation more sophisticated. So let's talk about that sophistication. Like, how did you find these serial killers when the police could not? Are you tapped into the phones or the radios at the police station so you can triangulate where this person's going to strike next? Do you have a direct line to surveillance footage in every city? I mean, how good are your PIs? Do you have a whole bunch of Dexters running around? And the reason why I'm saying this is because they kept trying to say that they didn't know what Red looked like and it was hard to find him and all this other kind of stuff. So you're telling me you don't know what this man looks like, but you found out where he lived. How'd you find his name? And with all this money and resources, you're telling me that you couldn't afford a pair of binoculars or a nice zoom in camera that would allow you to take a picture to add to his file? He wasn't wearing the hoodie the whole time. And contrary to a previously held conversation, Dexter does not look like Red. Now, they might be around the same age, but they definitely don't look the same. They just happen to be male and white. I'm not finna let y'all play with Dexter like that. So I feel like they knowingly let Dexter walk in with that fake and baked thumbprint. I feel like he wants to see the Bay Harbor Butcher in action. And what I said earlier about him working with the other VIPs for years, man, he can just let all of them get killed because there's always a new serial killer to fill the spot. He already got trophies from each of them, and he might be bored right now. He was like, well, let's add some fun into this. You know how rich people get bored. Let the Bay Harbor Butcher run amok, just not on me. That's why I think he's lying. I think Dexter might take out everybody except for Lady Vengeance and Prater. One, he's really attracted to Mia, and two, he sees himself in her because she operates off of a code as well. And Prater's still over there pretending like he is not one of us. But it's all deception. What I think is going to happen is he's going to reveal himself at the right moment for Dexter. Here's something that could happen. The detectives could get a lot closer to catching Harrison and Dexter, and Prater could be tapped into what the detectives know. And he comes to Dexter and says this is their next move. And then he also reveals his true identity. He could try to talk to him like Brian did. And then he hits Dexter with the, think of what we can do together. Together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. Dexter. I'm gonna quit playing. Remember when Prater said maybe the ice truck killer would still be here had he had someone like him to talk to? Part of this makes me wonder if he actually knew who Brian was, and it doesn't take much to put two and two together. This makes me feel like he knows exactly who Dexter is. And if he doesn't, he's probably about to find out because he watched how Dexter responded to those blood slides that were in that museum of his. He said don't touch, but Dexter got his fingerprints on them. Fingerprints that also are on the license that he gave to Prater. So if they really wanted to double check, they could probably check the slides against his fingerprints on that license. But I'm under the belief that they already knew who he was before he got there. So we'll see how this plays out. What I could see is Prater actually helping Dexter evade the police once they figure out who he is, or hiding him. Possibly even hiding Harrison. But I feel like that would kind of be boring if they just hid. Maybe if they were on the run, that would be a crazier story. So everything might go according to Prater's plan. But let's talk about plans. I believe it was Mike Tyson that said, everybody has a plan until they get hit. And I would not bank on making plans around Dexter. He's definitely a wild card. He's already over here doing research on you by talking to Mia. So as soon as he recognizes that well has run dry with information, you better believe he's going to revert back to the Dexter ways of stalking. Now he can't just break into Prater's house because he has real security. And even though that might be a dead end, Dexter has no problem following people. So he'll try to catch you in the act. So what do y'all think? Who do you think Prater actually is? What are some potential outcomes that you could see coming this season or beyond? Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I drop new content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.